Hey guys, Kimball here, back again with another replay analysis. This time we're doing something a little different in that we are going to be reviewing a replay for a team. Abel, who's did another replay analysis with us, asked if he could have his whole team reviewed. So yeah, no problem there. I'm guessing it's TDF, Portuguese based team. Bom dia to them. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and get right into this. There's definitely some rotational things going on throughout. I'll mention those as we go. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get right into it. You might hear my air conditioner on. It's hot here today, so you might hear that kick on and off. Sorry about that, but you know. So this kickoff is weird. Like when you're going for a kickoff, you should be, hitting the ball squarely. And by squarely, I mean, squarely between, your, like where the ball is and where your goal is. So like you can see here that Johnny is hitting the ball at kind of like an angle. So you see he pushes the ball, he pushes the ball this way. Where, you should be, even though you're coming from over here, you should be, trying to come in to hit the ball towards their side of the, or their net pretty much. And you can see, whoa, I get freaked out right there, sorry. So you can see Roof Dancer hitting the ball squarely, and because he hits the ball squarely and Johnny is hitting the ball, kind of in an angle, this ball just pinches out to the side onto the blue side. So whenever you can, you want to try to hit, the ball on the kickoff squarely so that this doesn't happen. And at first I thought, maybe it was a team thing and, maybe, you guys had planned to have someone back in this corner to receive that, because you do see that in high-level play. But it didn't look like to be the case here, because Abel, I believe, cheated up. And Wolojero went for boost, so no one was here for that. So that was just a little funky. And look at Johnny, like Johnny's off in the distance going for boost. So not only did Johnny send the ball into his own side because of a bad kickoff, but then he left his own side to go get boost. And sometimes it sucks to come back after kickoff and not have boost, but there's pads around. You could at least come back and go to your net. So that was a little weird. Not necessarily to the best interest of the team. I like the way that Wolojero comes back and kind of goes to the net, but like. So this is something that comes up. I think I see most of you guys doing this on this video, but like don't feel rushed if like, just because the ball's on your side of the field, like don't feel like you need to come out of goal immediately. Like on threes, I find, usually it's okay to hang around the net if you need to, if the ball's loose like this, just kind of going anywhere, it's completely fine to just hang back in the net for a second. But he left the net here. I think Abel really should, could be hanging back here. But for sure, like after he goes for that, Abel, like again, like, Wolojero left the net. And as soon as Abel saw that, he should have been like, okay, Wolojero's on the left at mid. Johnny is completely on the other side of the field. And you have, basically a 3v1 happening here. So, rotation-wise, Wolojero should come back to net so Abel can come out to challenge. But what happens is Wolojero, rotates incorrectly. He breaks rotation here in this case, because he cuts across the field, which, cutting sideways across the field is, you know, not always a good idea. And sometimes you have to, sometimes you're the closest one to the ball, and, you have to make a quick turn to challenge, to keep the ball out of your side. That's fine. But, in this case, Walajero is, probably about the same distance Abel is away from the ball. So in this case, like, Walajero should just come back to the net. Johnny should just come back to the net. And Abel should be able to be confident in challenging this ball. So let's watch how it unfolds. So Walajero challenges from the side, but he doesn't have a good hit on it. So then he realizes that, and then he just goes back. But it's almost too late, because, you have Abel here, trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Walajero just bailing on the ball, and you have Johnny coming back to the net. And as soon as Abel realizes this, Roof Dancer's already in the air, going for that. So that, really put Abel in kind of a tough spot here. And he can jump for this, but it's too late. Like, if you see your opponent already in the air, for a ball, and they're closer to it than you are, just, give it up. They're going to beat you to that. And so that's kind of what happens here. So Abel goes for it. Walajero, is, jumping for some weird reason. I don't know why. And you have Johnny still returning from the other side of the field. And, Johnny should have that ball. And he does. But horribly. Not a good clear at all. So, it all comes down to rotation here in this play. Johnny should already be back, or, Walajero should be back. Ugh. In threes, feel free to play defensively, guard that net, because there's 3 people attacking it, pretty much, so if it's on one person to hold down your side of the field, it's never going to be enough. So, watch those rotations, practice smooth rotations, don't cut rotations. And, my kind of rule of thumb is, again, just to stay, a quarter to a third away from my teammates at all times. This is really good. I like Abel's patience here. He could have flown for this so much earlier, because it looked like, he might have been able to get up to get a hit for it. Here-ish. But he waited for that second touch, and that was the difference. It's great play there. Nice pass, too. So we're on Abel's camera. Walajero got busted. He goes back. Perfect. Really poor challenge from Johnny. So what I like to do in this case, so Walajero goes for a kickoff, and look at the way that Walajero hits this ball. He hits it to the left, or he dodges to the left. He ends up just blowing up the guy. But if I'm Walajero, I'm going to be saying, I'll try to send it left. I'll try to send the ball to the left. Or, what works in this case too is, on this kickoff, Walajero can say, okay, I'll try to win the kickoff to send to the right. And then Abel can go for boost and circle back and charge up for that ball, because he knows, with that bit of information, that Walajero is going to try to get the ball to the right. And same thing, for this, I'm going to try to send it to the left, and Johnny can push up to try to get the ball on the left side. It works too, if you want to lose the kickoff to the left, or want to lose the kickoff to the right. That's, there's people covering kickoff tutorials and strategies on all over YouTube. I'm not going to get too much into that. All I know is you know, there's a bit of a missed opportunity here in terms of where this ball, you know, ends up going. So Holojiro has to recover, and Johnny is not in a great, you know, position to deal with this. He has to kind of, he dodges Holojiro, he has to come at this ball from a really funky angle, and, you know, less likely to win a 50-50 when you're approaching the ball at a bad angle. This is a bit weird. Like, I would have gone to net here. Johnny should be going back because Abel's pushing up while Ajero's, you know, next in line. Johnny's, you know, facing the wrong direction. So turn back and back up Walajero. That didn't work. So, and again, like, Johnny needs to go to the net. And he's, you know, kind of on the wrong side of the ball. Johnny, like, you know, you just saw Abel grab boost, or you should have seen Abel grab boost. Let's see if you can see it. Johnny. No, because he just has ball cam on. So, you know, I guess, but he still has 80 boost. So there's no real reason to be in that corner. You know, when you're coming back in this situation, Johnny, come back in the center. Come back, you know, so that you can circle, you know, behind Abel. You should be backing him up here. You're cutting in on the rotation right there. Did you see that? So, like, you know, Olajero's back also, but Johnny, you should be in net. Like, without looking at you and looking at it from Olajero's perspective or looking at Abel's perspective, you should be in the net. Nothing comes out of that, which is, you know, lucky. A bit lucky. Maybe not completely, but a little. Nice pass attempt there. Didn't work out, but okay. Good rotations here for the most part. Abel's a little closely pushed in here, given that Johnny is upfield. So Abel, you have to know that Johnny's, you know, trying to go back. So being pushed up here, you know, you got you here, Wolajero to your right, and Johnny upfield still. So if Knees or Roof Dancer get a good, you know, clear out of this, you guys are going to be scrambling to, you know, deal with that ball. So just something to consider there. I get the whole infield passing thing, and, you know, that's how you score goals. But just, you know, keep that in mind. Johnny's doing a good job of being back. I think, you know, here you can circle behind Johnny and let Johnny come out because he's ready. And Abel broke rotations a bit there. But, you know, part of high-level Rocket League is being able to adapt and being able to predict what your teammates are going to adapt to. So, you know, in that case, it wasn't the end of the world. Nice job. Walajero, I think you see Abel coming back, and you know, go to back up Johnny, which is good. So, again, like, you don't need to rush out of the net. Like, it's okay to hang back. Like, don't feel like people are going to make fun of you because you're hanging back. Like, watch any high-level Rocket League game, RLCS or the DreamHack, you know, series, or Gfinity, or any of that. Like, you'll see teams keep someone back, and they'll just hang there until it's safe. Like, you don't need to come out. Like, you don't need to rush out of the net. Like, just hang here. Johnny should go back. See, you're like, there's almost no point to coming out here. Very lucky. Nice job there. Really, like, rotations seem fine after that last play on defense. Good job, like, kind of being patient here. And Olajero just nice holding up the mid. I'll go to him. Let's see what he's doing. Yep. So he's cautious. It's tied, you know. Not rushing in, which is good. Nice job overall. Abel's kickoff. A little funky going for that one here. You know, flying for it. It's a little far, but no problem. Olajero's Jazer, I think. Careful pre-jumping, you know, that far in advance. Yeah, could have worked out, but very risky at the same time. Johnny, I think, can come out. Oof, that was really just strange. What's going on here? I'm gonna have to fly. No one. So let's look at this. So Abel's coming back. Good. Olajero, yeah, I mean, maybe he could have been coming back on the, you know, in the middle. He needed boost, obviously, but he's also, you know, nearly on the wrong side of the ball here. No one's in net yet. Like, they're like already shooting and no one's in net, you know, or putting on a pass play and no one's in net yet, which, yeah, I mean, you got to get to net if you're going to save the ball. This just, look at, like, this was so close to going in. Johnny bumps Olajero. Somehow, Olajero gets the save here. That was luck. Very lucky. Just have a plan on defense, I think, is my point there. Like, you shouldn't be scrambling to get, you know, back or to get the save. Like, you should try just to have someone be there. I think this is Johnny's ball. Here. He waits for the hit, that's fine. But just a weird approach on that. Very weird approach. Yeah, I think he just caught off guard, which is, it's gonna happen. Good rotation by Johnny. Go to the net. You guys are all in this corner. Just calling that out. Try not to do that. Abel's ball for sure. Johnny needs to go to the net. Like, he passes the net. What are you gonna do there? Like, I don't understand. This again, like, there's no plan here. Why didn't it go? You kind of just count on them missing. Like, there's no one, like, there's no actual plan to, like, save that ball. Well, sorry. Let me just go here. So they're shooting again, and you don't have anyone in net. Let's go back to, like, when you guys were pushing. So Hologero's trying to get that back into the box. Abel, that was your ball. 100%. You should have been able to have that. Johnny's cutting rotation like a madman. He should just be in the net there. Yeah, it's just weird, you know? Really weird. I can't quite figure out what's going on here, like what you guys are thinking. Like again, like Johnny should go to net here. Go to net, hang, and come out for that, and Abel should hang back. Abel's first back there, yeah. And so no one in net again here, like no one even really close to being back. Hologero's nearly under this. Just very strange, you know, and lucky. That was a very lucky situation. So this, again, like one of the things to work on is to not follow the ball back to your side. I know you need boosts, but like go to the net. The net is wide open. You have two people pressing on your side. Like you're not doing anything here. Again, like following the ball back to your side is it. I mean, there's not a lot of point to that there. Good job. Nice block. Abel's back. Weird. Somehow it works out again. Yeah, I mean, you have to know, like, toggle ball cam, you have to know that your Abel is back here for that ball, Olajero. Like, there's no point. Like, all of you guys need to stop following the ball to the net. I don't know what Johnny's doing. Why is Johnny there? Like, do you see that? Like, you don't need to follow the ball back to your side. Like, Johnny's on the wrong side of the ball, 100% here. He should be circling in behind Olajero. What is he doing up there? I have no idea. So, I mean, overall, like, yeah, you guys won. I feel like it was a bit lucky. You know, it could have gone either way. Just to recap though, like, get square kickoffs. You know, if not, plan, you know, to not get a square kickoff and to get a pass out of it. Careful driving across the field sideways. We saw that a couple times. Don't follow the ball back to the net. In threes, it's okay to hang in the net for a second or two, you know, versus just leaving it. Don't feel rushed, you know, to decide on doing something if no one's there to do anything about it. You know, there's almost no point. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of my thoughts on the game. Could have been worse. Overall, just rotations and decision making. There's some room to improve there. So yeah, I hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, let me know in the coaching channel. You know, otherwise I'll see you guys around later.